Hello, everybody. Good evening. I'm Dwayne Davison on behalf of the Valparaiso International Center, the VIC. Welcome to our Fourth Friday event tonight. You're going to Mexico, right? No passport required. Not because they are a 51st state like Canada, apparently, but you're here tonight, so no passport, no visa. We're going to have some singing in Spanish. Don't worry, the presentation in English. We're going to have some food afterwards. I want to tell you about the World Cultural Festival. We're asking for help. We're an all-volunteer organization. We rely on donations. We rely on volunteers to help us out. This will be our 16th year coming up. 16 years, and it's grown, hopefully, bigger and better. Who's been to the festival that's in the crowd here? Awesome. That's a good representation. I hope you've enjoyed it. So what I'm asking is we're going to have our first volunteer coordinator meeting in March coming up. So what we'd like to have is if any of you folks who've been and kind of see it's a huge production, we would love your help. It could be taking care of a table. It could be signing up volunteers ahead of time. Could be asking your church or your company for donations. We're kind of looking for everything. And we are, based on our success of hiring an intern to help out with some aspects, we are looking to hire someone to help again. So if you or someone you know are interested in that, we'd love to talk to you about that. That would involve some pay. Everything else is volunteer. So you can see me, any of our board members. Kieran is back there, and Kevin's back there, and Mary is right here, and myself. So we'd love to have you help out this year if you enjoy this program. Everything we do is free, open to the public. As you know, you didn't have to register to come here. You don't have to at the festival either. So we welcome everybody and look forward to having you on Sunday, September 14th of this year, Central Park Plaza. Wanted to let you know if there are any new folks in the audience tonight, welcome. And we've got an email sign-up list over here on our display table. We'd love to have you. If you did not get an email invite, that means you're not on our list. So please sign up so that you are on it. You can do that through the email sign-up sheet here, or go to our website, valpovic.org, and you'll see last 2 years' worth of presentations of Fourth Friday programs here, numerous World Cultural Festival videos. And so that's all the pitch I have for tonight. So on to the program for the moment. And by the way, if you are new, question and answers, we ask you to hold them off to the end, and then I'll go around and moderate those. You'll use the mic so our recording can hear you. And we have brand new equipment tonight that we're testing out. We purchased some videos, so from now on, we're hoping it will all be somewhat uniform and professional. So check out our video next week when it's posted. Kevin usually gets them up by Monday or so. But anyway, on with the show. So Mexico, who's been to Mexico? Wow, okay. I would say over half. That's great. Cinco de Mayo at your favorite restaurant here does not count. It's not really even a real holiday, right? That's an American invention, I think. But that being said, tonight, Pancho Rodea, high school Spanish teacher in the past, present middle school teacher now. His wife as well, Carolyn, she's here. I think we graduated together, and I'm 85, you're 84, right, from Valparaiso University, so I've known her a long time. And then Pancho's been here not all that long after, because you'll hear about their love story in just a bit. So Pancho's been here a long time, but he's a Spanish teacher. He's one of those people that, integral to the community, lives here, works here, has kids that grew up here. He knows hopefully some, former students that might be here. So anyway, we welcome them. Pancho and I, longtime combatants on the volleyball court. He retired many years ago, and we have a tournament on Monday. If you're, not doing anything, you can come back. But we always played against each other. But right now he keeps busy with Taekwondo and other martial arts. So if you don't clap heavily for him, and often, you're on your own and I'm not helping you out, okay? So anyway, remember, we're going till about 8:30 or so with the questions and answers. They'll be singing in Spanish as we go along. They might afterwards, while we're socializing, we'll get the chairs out of the way, put up some tables, and then we'll be eating after that, sometime just shortly after 8:30. So here is Pancho Rodea. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Before I start, a couple of corrections. The first one, I am not at the high school anymore. I fired them, and I went to BF, and it is a secret. BF is the best kept secret in Valparaiso. It's a wonderful school, and I'm gonna retire from there when it's time. The other one, Cinco de Mayo is a holiday in Mexico. Here, I don't know what they do. Okay, so thank you. It is, but it is a national holiday, but this is the most celebrated in Puebla, where I'm from, okay? So, let's get started, and I will tell you little things, many stories, life stories. As you know, I'm not a baby anymore. So, here we go. Mexico. We're going to be talking about geography, the indigenous peoples, official languages in Mexico. There's not just 1, 2, or 3, or 4, or 10. Regional dances, and migration to Mexico, which is a secret. Not many people know the real story. So, and I don't know it either, so I'm going to make it up. Last time I was here, about 10 years ago, we talked about food. I was lucky enough to get a grant from the Lilly Foundation to do a food research in my hometown, in Puebla. And that's what I used to present here, and then we talk about other things. So Mexican food, very quickly, because I have other stuff that I want to share with you. Yeah, I like to eat, and every time I go there, I take my family with me, and there's Carolyn, our daughter. And so these are the most typical dishes in Puebla. Semitas poblanas. Wow. You have breaded steak, cow feet, and you have ham. I mean, all of those. You can put anything in these buns, and are just wonderful. You can't miss the avocado, the jalapenos, and all the spicy stuff, because if it's not hot, it's not Mexican. The tacos, of course, those are very emblematic foods of Mexico. The tacos, this is the pit they used to cut the meat for the tacos al pastor. You have heard of al pastor. This is the real thing. And just a few pounds of meat, right? Enchiladas, we always hear about enchiladas. Enchiladas rojas, enchiladas verdes, whatever sauce you put on top is what you're going to call it. And the most emblematic or typical dish from Puebla, and this is a national dish, is mole poblano. And it's made with more than 20 ingredients, including chocolate. And it's so good. When you hear chocolate, it's not sweet, a little bit, but it's spicy. It is all of that stuff. And then on top, you have the sesame seeds that give a wonderful flavor. So I think we're going to start the night with this music. This song, Cumbia del Mole. It doesn't talk about the mole poblano, which is my mole, but this is mole from Oaxaca, very similar, a little darker. It's called mole negro. And the ingredients, you have to grind all the ingredients, roast them, toast them before you mix them all. And so Carolyn does this song really well. So Carolyn, oh, of course, I will clap too. So this is Cumbia del Mole. There you go.
Okay, is the mic on? All right, here we go. And a cumbia is actually a Colombian rhythm, but I first heard this sung by Lila Downs, and she is Mexican, but a lot of the Latin rhythms get shared across all of the American countries. So. Que en Oaxaca se toma el mezcal con café. Cuentan que en Oaxaca se toma el mezcal con café. Dicen que la hierba le cura la mala fe. Dicen que la hierba le cura la mala fe. A mí me gusta el mole, que soledad me va a moler. A mí me gusta el mole, que soledad me va a moler. ¿Otra vez? Cuentan que en Oaxaca se toma el mezcal con café. Cuentan que en Oaxaca se toma el mezcal con café. Dicen que la hierba le cura la mala fe. Dicen que la hierba le cura la mala fe. A mí me gusta el mole, que soledad me va a moler. A mí me gusta el mole, que soledad me va a moler. Mi querida soledad me va a guisar un molito por los cielos de Monte Albán. De noche sueño contigo, mi querida soledad. Me va a guisar un molito por el cielo de Monte Albán. De noche sueño contigo. Here comes the recipe. See if you recognize it. Se muele con cacahuate. Se muele también el pan. Se muele la almendra seca, se muele el chile, también la sal. Se muele ese chocolate, se muele la canela, se muele pimienta y clavo, se muele la molendera, se muele la molendera, se muele la molendera. Así se hace. Cuentan que en Oaxaca con agua es el chocolate. Cuentan que en Oaxaca con agua es el chocolate. Dicen que en la fiesta torito se ha de quemar. Dicen que en la fiesta torito se ha de quemar. Para el que haga su manda por la pasión de soledad. Para el que haga su manda por la pasión de soledad. Mi querida soledad me va a guisar un molito por el cielo de Monte Albán. De noche sueño contigo, mi querida soledad. Me va a guisar un molito por el cielo de Monte Albán. De noche sueño contigo, mi querida soledad. Me va a guisar un molito por el cielo de Monte Albán. De noche sueño contigo.
we moving to other part of this. Oh, wow. This is from home. This is Cholula. You have seen the bottle, the salsa, Cholula. This is the town. The church is on top of a hill, which is actually a pyramid, the largest and biggest pyramid in the world. So the Egyptians don't have anything to us. And this is my volcano, Popocatépetl, and we call him Popo or Tongoyo, because it's, according to them, St. Gregory claimed it. So now we talk about half of all of you have been to Mexico, but do we know what is what? These are the different regions of Mexico. This is the Baja California, because California is right here. So this is the Peninsula California, Los Cabos. Then we have the northern area, the Gulf, formerly called Gulf of Mexico. Still, thank you very much. The Yucatan Peninsula, this is the south, and then the Pacific, Gulf of Cortez. Okay. Now, all of these are we call these northern states, and these are the central states, and this is the south states. Okay. Of course, the best stuff comes from, guess what? Puebla. I was born there, and it's a beautiful place. Anyway, so now pueblos indígenas, as the indigenous peoples of people of Mexico, we have about 68, more or less, indigenous groups in Mexico, and they still speak their own language. Wrongly, some people call it dialect, but those are languages. When they can be written and read, those are languages. And so they have, as I said, 11 linguistic families and 364 dialect variants. And this is all over the Mexican territory. Okay. Most of these people are found in the Sierra Madre Oriental and Occidental, which is in the center of Mexico. Oaxaca is the region that has the biggest concentration of indigenous people. Okay, these are, out of respect to the indigenous people of Mexico, I didn't want to wear something like that, because I'm a city boy. I'm a mixed. My dad was half Spaniard, half grandma was descendant of the Aztecs, so I'm a mutt. But out of respect, I wear this thing, but not the whole thing, because I'm not worthy. These are the states with the most concentration of indigenous people. Oaxaca having the most. Everywhere in Oaxaca, you will see indigenous people all the time, and they wear their traditional customs, and I wouldn't pay attention to that. The food is amazing. Yucatan, 65%, Campeche, 47%, Chiapas, 36%, Hidalgo, 36%, Quintana Roo, 33%, Puebla, my hometown, home state, 33%, Guerrero 33%, Veracruz 30%, and the last of the 10 will be Morelos with about 25%. And notice that, all of these states are in the center of Mexico. Why don't we see the northern states? Because they have 2-3% at most, for 10%. The immigration of the European immigration was bigger there. Carolyn?
Yeah, just to make a couple of connections to Oaxaca. Has anybody been to Oaxaca? I have not had the pleasure yet, but it's a beautiful state.
You can work the mic if you want.
Is this one on? Oaxaca is the birthplace of corn. You may have heard that before, but That was the original where corn was developed, I don't know, tens of thousands of years ago. And also, how many of you have heard of Rick Bayless? The chef that had the TV show a while back and had, what, 3 restaurants in
Yeah.
Chicago plus.
All over, yeah.
So his dad used to take him to Oaxaca, and that's where he learned about Mexican food. So it's a very special state. I hope to go there someday. Sometime you'll take me.
Oh, yes. Oh, of course. Yeah. And Rick Bayless was an archaeologist or anthropologist before he became a chef. He fell in love with the culture and the food, and then that's what he does for a living. Yeah, every time we have a chance, we go to his restaurants in Chicago, and he's not Mexican, but my respects to what he does. Anyway, so these are indigenous people from Quetzalan, Puebla, northern state where I'm from. I have gone many times to this town. It is always a wonderful experience. Very welcoming people. It doesn't matter if I'm a city boy. I'm one of them, and that makes me feel unworthy, but they are wonderful, wonderful. And the food, again, great. Now, every time we talk about languages, it comes to my head, what I went through when I came here as an immigrant. People wrongly, hey, speak English. Hey, or even if we can say more wrong, speak American. Navajo, Hopi, whatever. When we see indigenous people from Mexico, just think that they might be trilingual, tetralingual, okay? We had a student at the high school, I'm not gonna say what high school, they said, his English is not good. He doesn't speak English. He needs to learn English. How difficult is it to be bilingual? He was already bilingual. Spanish was his second language. And that's why now the teachers who teach English to newcomers, they call it ELL. English language learners. They used to call it English as a new language, or English as a second language is wrong, because it's not their second language. It's their third, their fourth language. And most indigenous people in Mexico speak more than their native language because they have to learn Spanish in order to do business with the rest of the country. So we have, I'm gonna go fast over these languages. Nahuatl, which is the original language of the Aztecs. A lot of people speak Nahuatl. So we have words like tlacahuatl, chocolatl, okay?
It's all the same word.
Axolotl.
Yeah,
No,
axolotl.
no, chocolatl.
Mhm.
Oh, the last one should be chocolatl, but it's all chocolate.
Chocolate.
So it's the original word, and then when the Spaniards came, it kind of got adjusted a little bit. So,
Yeah. Mixteco, which is spoken in Puebla, Oaxaca, in the Mixteca region. Zapoteco, the southern Oaxaca, where Benito Juárez is from, the best president ever in Mexico, Benito Juárez. The Purépecha is spoken in the northwest region of Michoacán. If you have heard of the carnitas, thank the Michoacán people because that's where they come from. Then we have Totonaco, which is spoken in Puebla, Veracruz, and Hidalgo. Veracruz is in the Gulf of Mexico. And we have Otomí, Hidalgo, Mexico, Querétaro, Puebla, Veracruz. My mom, and I found this later, she was a descendant of the Otomís. And we had some words at home that later on I thought they were not Spanish words. They were either Nahuatl from my grandma Marcelina or Otomí from my mom. And we have some French words because when the French invaded Mexico, mainly Puebla, they stayed there for years, and the language also got impregnated in their language. We have Mazateco, spoken in Oaxaca and Puebla, Maya Yucateco, which is spoken in the Yucatan Peninsula, We have the cigarro,
Cigarro came from Mayan.
Mayan. Tzetal or tzotzil, and Chol, the Chiapas, and then we have these regions of the different languages spoken there. Chinanteco, Oaxaca, Amuzgo, Guerrero, Mayo, Sonora, and Sinaloa. That's the northern states. Sayula, Popoluca, Puebla, and Veracruz. And you start noticing that some of these states come up often because we have a lot of different languages there in the center of the country. Tarahumara in Chihuahua. You have heard of the wonderful runners. They run like 100 miles. Or, I don't know. They come from the Tarahumara people, the Raramuris. Chatino, okay. This Chatino, I had no idea existed. We have a friend in Bloomington who runs a clinic, and she serves a lot of immigrants in Bloomington. And every time she needs a translation or something, help with the language, she calls. She says, "Hey, Pancho, we have some people who speak Chatino." And I'm like, what is that? They're making it up. I had no idea. And then we found out, yes, it's the real language, Chatino, and it's spoken in Oaxaca, in South Puebla. Tlapanec, the Guerrero, and the Yaqui in the Sonora state, which is the most northern state in Mexico. Huichol from Nayarit, Durango, and Jalisco. Also,
First, do you speak Totonaco?
no.
Okay.
I don't speak any
That's
of those
okay.
languages.
So between the two of you, to go ahead and speak Spanish to each other in what dialect you might have in Puebla first, and then we're going to hear some Totonaco, okay?
Okay. Why?
Just a conversation for
Okay.
everyone to hear.
Play along,
Yep.
play along.
Okay. Bueno.
Hola, pues, ¿cómo estás? ¿Eres poblano?
Sí, soy poblano y estoy hablando con esta gente que es fantástica. Ellos
Sí.
están portándose bien
Muy
porque
buena gente.
están esperando la comida.
Sí, sí,
¿Verdad?
yo también tengo un poco de hambre. Sí, ¿qué más?
Pues yo nomás quiero acabar para comer también y echarme a lo mejor un trago.
¿Qué expresiones tenemos en Puebla que son muy típicos de Puebla? O palabras que usabas, que
No se
usaba tu
pueden
mamá.
decir aquí.
Can you think of any words that your mom used that were like you
Pues
wondered about?
ya te pusiste cuando te da la tristeza, se puso chipil y vas por las tortillas en el chiquihuite. Llévate tu morral para que things like that, yeah.
Okay.
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 Is that good for the? Okay.
How'd we do?
Okay. Should we continue?
It is my second language, so.
Huh? Okay. Okay. So the dances, the regional dances in Mexico are also many. But the oldest are the Aztec dances, and they were danced celebrating deities, and they had two different levels. The common people would do some kind of dances, and the elite would do different dances. They used animals in their dances, like deer, snake, eagle, or jaguars. Okay, these are the most common or emblematic dances in Mexico. Concheros, voladores de Papantla, which are coming up. Moros y cristianos is when the
Is that the huehue?
people of Mexico fought the invaders. Then we have Danza de los Viejitos, the Danza de los Quetzales, the Quetzal bird, chinelos, huehues, which that are used during the Carnaval, Danza del Venado, is the deer dance, and Polka Norteña, which we're going to sing a little bit. These are the voladores de Papantla. Very interesting because when the Aztec calendar has the 52 months of the Aztec year. We have the four Tezcatlipocas, which are the sons of the sun, with the red, white, blue, and black Tezcatlipocas. In the Aztec calendar, which I don't have here, has north, south, east, and west. So this one is very cool. The pole, I don't have the date, but yeah, is probably more than 100 feet, more, 100 feet high. And these four flyers tie themselves, you see the ropes wind here, and when they are going down, this square starts turning around and letting them go down. They take 13 laps, I would say laps, to land. Now, we have four flyers, 13 times 4, 52, which are the 52 months of the Aztec calendar. We have the four Tezcatlipocas, I should practice more, and we have also north, south, east, and west, and the deity on top. Okay,
And
so
what does the guy on top do?
it's the god.
But he
It's the eagle.
He plays the flute.
Oh, he plays.
He stands on this little
I
square,
know.
smaller than these squares.
Oh yeah,
And he
It's-
plays the flute, and I think he does a little bit of a dance
He's like-
too.
oh my gosh. I will need a change of clothes. Because, and then someone resembled the eagle. They have the little drum, the flute. It's amazing, amazing to see
wanna
them.
talk about
And that is el Huehue. In Huejotzingo, which is one of the regions of Puebla, in Carnival, they have the guerrillas, they call it the guerrillas, and they fight the invaders, the French, I'm sorry, I forget all these names. Turcos that came with the French, and they reenact those battles. And we lost the rifle of this guy, and he has a wig and a mask. They cover themselves to protect themselves from rival barrios or neighborhoods. They don't want to be known in case there's an altercation, right? And their clothing, they made it by hand throughout the year just for this Carnaval, which is Mardi Gras, right? And well, they take that very seriously, and it's a long celebration. The next one is the Danza del Venado. The dancer wears a venado head, and they simulate the hunter who comes after the deer. And again, you see the guy with the flute, the drum, and the hunter is not in the picture, but it's a hunter with an bow and arrow. Okay, then, oh, wait a minute, is that right? Yeah, this is the Jarabe Tapatio. The Jarabe Tapatio is the most emblematic dance of Mexico. It comes from Jalisco. Does he look familiar? 1985. Dancing the Jarabe Tapatio without another PE teacher. No, I would have loved to. So, the musical genres of Mexico. We have the mariachi, which was a musical cultural revolution. When the mariachi started coming in, it changed the whole music in Mexico. The only thing, there were peasants who started with just a guitar, a 5-string guitar, and little by little added more instruments. It was not at the same time. There was the violin, and the last one was the trumpet, okay? And they were farmers who have to pick up their instruments to go and get gigs to make extra money. And the one thing here is, why are they called mariachis? There are different theories, and I don't know which one. The French they were invited to play in weddings, and the word for wedding in French is mariage. And so if they play in weddings, so they're called the mariachis. Okay, I believed that for a long time until I read, wait a minute, the dates don't match. There were mariachis before the French came into Mexico. It's like, whoa. The other one is the sirimo tree. They used the wood to make guitars, and there was a term that it was similar to the mariachi, and they said probably that was one. The other one is that in church they celebrated a version of Virgin Mary, and they called Maria H. In Spanish, this is pronounced H, Maria H. And they were not singing, they were going to celebrate Maria H. And so the musicians who play for those services, they started being called mariachis. That kind of makes sense, but I don't know. So I'm just telling you. Then we have the ranchero. The ranchero songs that the mariachis play is not the only music they play, which is the ranch songs or the country. And I said not only because the mariachis do a lot of things. They could do classical. Son Huasteco from Northeast Mexico, bolero, which is my love, bolero. Bolero this is the mariachi. Mariachi Vargas de Tecalitan, which they say was the original mariachi. They have like 4 different generations of musicians in the group. We heard one of the great sons singing in Chicago, and it's just like it's not right that somebody can sing like that. That would have been me. No, beautiful. The falsete, the best ever. This banda is very popular now in Mexico, but it's similar to polka. We have to sing polka. Margarita is more like a polka, so let's sing the Margarita.
Restaurant for our anniversary once. Maybe you guys have heard this story. I don't know. Those of you that have heard us speak before, and they were playing this. They were playing this in German. They were pumping the music in. We're like, wait a minute, we know that one. So.
Ready?
Margarita, Margarita, no me subas tan arriba, que las hojas en el árbol no duran toda la vida. Desde aquí te estoy mirando, sentadita en tu ventana, qué bonitos ojos tienes, lucero de la mañana. Ay, qué lástima, ay, qué lástima, ay, qué lástima me da de ver a Margarita que llorando está. Ay, qué lástima, ay, qué lástima, ay, qué lástima me da de ver a Margarita que llorando está.
¡Échale!
Desde aquí te estoy mirando, sentadita en tu ventana, qué bonitos ojos tienes, lucero de la mañana. Te voy a comprar chinelas y un vestido muy bonito para que bailes la polka al estilo tacuachito. Ay, qué lástima, ay, qué lástima, ay, qué lástima me da de ver a Margarita que llorando está. Ay, qué lástima, ay, qué lástima, ay, qué lástima me da de ver a Margarita que llorando está.
Sí, señor.
So we didn't have Wapango. Wapango is a wonderful thing. Don't put your guitar away because we're going to sing now the Son Jarocho, the region of the Gulf, Veracruz. Veracruz is a wonderful state. And people go to Cancun, go to Veracruz. It's full of culture.
My favorite state.
My favorite. And if you want to have good coffee, go to La Parroquia. So, this is el son jarocho, the typical dress, white with the red handkerchief. They play the jarana, the bajo, and el arpa. In northern Veracruz, el arpa, southern Veracruz is the marimba. Okay, and then so we're gonna do another one for you. It's La Bamba. So, this one is a mix of the modern kind of Los Lobos, and we're gonna close with something similar to the original rhythm, okay?
Que me des a tu hermana, que me des a tu hermana la más bonita, allá arriba, allá arriba, allá arriba, allá arriba, allá arriba iré. Yo no soy marinero, yo no soy marinero, por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Bamba, 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 bamba. Para llegar al cielo, ay, para llegar al cielo se necesita una escalera grande y otra chiquita, y arriba, ay, arriba, y arriba, y arriba iré. Yo no soy marinero, yo no soy marinero, por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Bamba, 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 que se vaya. Ay, Cupido, te pido, ay, Cupido, te pido de compasión que se acabe la bamba, que se acabe la bamba y venga otro son. Ay, arriba, y arriba, ay, arriba, y arriba, y arriba iré. Yo no soy marinero, yo no soy marinero, soy capitán, soy capitán, soy capitán. Bamba, 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 bamba. Como en México. Bamba. Bamba.
Very close. And we sang our Margarita before. This is the Norteño group, and then back Norteño. We sang Margarita before. The Norteño groups are very popular all over Mexico, but they came from I believe it's Tamaulipas, Nuevo León, Coahuila, and we have some groups that are amazing, amazing. Then we have the bolero, which is the music that I grew up with. My dad loved singing, and I always heard the boleros when my mom was ironing. Those of you who are mature, I didn't want to say old, mature, remember pressing the clothes. So I used to play underneath the table where my mom pressed or ironed the clothes, and I always heard this music. So it was engraved in my heart. Los Panchos, you have heard of Los Panchos. They came from Mexico, but actually the Los Panchos was born in New York by Alfredo Gil, Lucho Navarro, and Avilés. He was from Puerto Rico. The other ones were from Mexico. So this is a bolero that I love, Sabor a mí. This was made popular by Edie Gourmet. I'm not Edie, but I don't care.
I'm gonna take something's off a little bit. Un momento, por favor. And the other group is Los Tres Reyes, I think, the other group.
Los
that
Tres
was-
Reyes, which was born after Los Panchos in the when Los Panchos were not done, but they were they because Los Panchos are still there. Los Tres Reyes with the Puente brothers and Raúl and Gilberto Puente, they made a different expression of the requinto. The requinto was invented by Alfredo Gil de los Panchos. Ready?
Tanto tiempo disfrutamos este amor, nuestras almas se acercaron, tanto así que tú llevas también, que yo guardo tu sabor, pero tú llevas también sabor a mí. Si negaras mi presencia en tu vivir, bastaría con abrazarte y conversar. Tanta vida yo te di que por fuerza llevas ya sabor a mí. No pretendo ser tu dueño, no soy nada, yo no tengo vanidad. De mi vida doy lo bueno, soy tan pobre que otra cosa puedo dar. Pasarán más de 1000 años, muchos más. Yo no sé si tenga amor la eternidad, pero allá tal como aquí, en la boca llevarás sabor a mí. No pretendo ser tu dueño, no soy nada, yo no tengo vanidad. De mi vida doy lo bueno, soy tan pobre que otra cosa puedo dar. Pasarán más de 1000 años, muchos más. Yo no sé si tenga amor la eternidad, pero allá tal como aquí, en la boca llevarás sabor a mí, sabor a mí.
You know, when you get out to be a little mature, you have to take him off. Anyway. So, we have the immigration to Mexico. I was telling you about this. We have the Spanish colonization, when the Spaniards came to the Americas. And then we have many years forward, right? We have the immigration from all over the world. Europe, Africa, the Americas, Asia. Now, Asia is the Chinese, Filipino, and Japanese through the Pacific with the trade. In Acapulco, the port of Acapulco was big when these groups came to do business with Mexico. And that's why we have the mangoes in Mexico, we call them, the yellow ones, we call them, what's the capital of Philippines? Mango? De Manila. Mango de Manila. I didn't know why Mango de Manila, because they came from Philippines. Okay. We have a lot of refugees from Europe during the Spanish Civil War, and then during the World War II. A lot of Europeans came to Mexico, and same as the Arabs, and I forgot to put them there. The Lebanese made a big impression in Puebla mainly, and then we have the Central American revolutions, Nicaragua, Salvador, and lately we have people from Colombia and Venezuela. According to the Mexican Constitution, everyone is welcome as long as they do not violate the Articles 9 and 33 of the Constitution, with states if they don't meddle with the political affairs of Mexico, they are welcome. Once they start getting into the politics, boom, they're kicked out. Also, according to the Constitution, all nationals and immigrants are protected under Article 1 that says nobody should be discriminated based on ethnicity or origin, gender, age, disability, social status, health condition, religion, opinion, of preferences, and civil status, and other that violate human rights. Okay. Also, Article 4 states that all men and women are equal. And so, if those immigrants who go to Mexico find that most of the time, I should be honest, are welcome. One of the phenomena that not many people talk about is the immigration of U.S. to Mexico. There's 1.6 million Americans living in Mexico, and it's growing. And this data, I think, is old, because more and more are moving to Mexico. There are huge retirement colonies in Mexico that they advertise $14 per day, and you have a cook, a gardener, and meals. And I said, wait a minute, only in Mexico. Also, after the after the Civil War, many of the Confederate soldiers went to Mexico, and during the Mexican-American War, I'm gonna get out of this. The Mormons went to Mexico to do business, and the Chinese went to Mexico after the Chinese. What is the name of this? It was a law here in the U.S. They didn't agree, and they have some problems with the Americans. So many Chinese went to Mexico. Today, many Americans continue to immigrate in Mexico. My story, boom, 8 o'clock. So that's good. I came here in 1987. I didn't know what the U.S. was like. I was a PE teacher. I graduated in 1982 as a PE teacher, and One of my first jobs was a PE teacher at the American school in Puebla. We had American students, but most of the students at American schools are Mexican. Half day is in Spanish, the other half day is in English. It's a true two-way bilingual education there. All the classes in English are taught by American teachers, and all the classes in Spanish are taught by Mexican teachers, including PE. That was we had about 10 PE teachers working there. 1984, a graduate from VU came to teach Spanish, English at the American school, right? And so Carolyn came with that group from VU. I met her because I used to teach PE to her classes, and it was first like, hi, how you doing? I didn't speak English. So it was love at first sight. We started getting acquainted. It was 1984, 1985. We decided that we were for each other, so we got engaged. 1986, we got married by the church in Puebla. Then we traveled to Valpo, and we repeated our vows at Emmanuel. And but before that, in Mexico, you have to get married by the civil in the church almost at the same time. But after the earthquake in 1985, all the offices were messed up. And Enrique Ochoa, one of our bosses, suggested for us to travel to Laredo, Texas, and get married there, and then you come back and it'll be good. And we did. Nobody stopped us. We went to the courthouse in Laredo, this side, and Judge Albino Walker married us, and there was no witness. So his secretary was the witness. No, the secretary. She signed. That's right. And we were married. Came back to Puebla. Got married by the church. June 28th, 86. We repeated our vows here in Emmanuel, August 2nd. And so after 3 weddings, I couldn't go back. So I didn't come here like most of my fellow countrymen who come here out of need, make a living, running from poverty. Not me, I was blessed to have a career. So it's going to sound cheesy, but I came here because I was in love. Every time I tell my story, I get reclams because it is unfair. It is unfair. After 1 year, Carolyn started getting sick. And she said, I think it's better for us if we go back home, her home. Sure, let's go. I had no idea. So we told her Dad, William Seaver, Bill Seaver, he was a retired colonel from the Army. He had connections. And he said, start getting ready. In February, I went to the American Embassy in Mexico City, went to do my blood work because they want to make sure that you're healthy. And I remember the nurse telling me, it was a really nice guy that took my blood and said, are you ready for this? I said, yeah. I said, no, not for this, for the process. It's going to be years. We have to get started. I was not thinking. That was February 1987. June, I got a letter from the embassy to go for an interview. And okay, here's the first one of many. I thought, once you get to the embassy, they charge you to enter the embassy. It's like going to the movies. If you like the movie, good. If you don't like the movie, you already paid. Went inside. Appointment was at 7 o'clock. My brother was not allowed in, so my brother had to wait for me outside. We left Puebla at 3 o'clock in the morning because, 2 hours to Mexico City. We were there early. I went in 7 o'clock, and I sat in the waiting room with a lot of people who wanted to come and get her visas here were approved. And all of them were telling stories, really, really sad stories. I have been denied, I have been denied. If I don't get it this time, I'm gonna cross the river. If I don't get it, I'm gonna go through the desert. I have a smuggler lined up. So they wanted to do it the right way. 11 o'clock passed, nothing. I'm waiting, I'm hungry. And more stories that really hurt me to hear all the pain of these people. They called my name. There we go. 11:30. Called my name. I went to the window. The vice consul, Mr. Rodea. Yeah. Do you have a job in the States? No. Are you a teacher? Yes. They gave me an envelope, a brown envelope with a little window. Sign, please. I signed. And I'm shaking like a maraca. Welcome to the U.S. You have 30 days to enter the country. If in 30 days you don't enter, come back and we'll give you an extension. Welcome. That's not fair. That's not right. Who was I? I didn't know the right way. But I wasn't going to say no, because I wanted to come with her. So I grabbed the folder, put it against my chest, and walked. And everybody, what did you forget? What did they say? Oh, sons of, all these things. Oh, man. I was crying. I didn't say a thing. Walk out, found my brother. Let's go. He also was outside. He's a Rodea, so he was talking to everyone. And he heard similar stories of pain. And all the time, I keep hearing people here. Well, I entered here August 4th, 1987. Flew to Chicago, went to customs and immigration. I presented the envelope, and I'm like this. And I remember the agent. What are you nervous for? You're already here, and you have this. Boom. And I was here. 2 weeks later, we had a job at La Lumiere School, teaching and coaching at La Lumiere School. 2 or 3 weeks, right? Something like that. But that was the same year. So when people say, do it the right way, they have no idea what they're talking about. They have no idea. Because if you're from South America, there's one price you have to pay for the application. If you're from Europe, it's lower. If you're from Israel, it's almost free. Why? Why? And ever since I came here, my father-in-law, I love him. He gave me an envelope. In that envelope was all the documentation that he submitted to the American government, asking for me to come here. He did all this in my behalf, and they were letters to, and I remember Dan Quayle, he was the senator at that time, Richard Lugar, and I believe I saw a letter to Reagan, but Carolyn says there was nothing like that. But anyway, is that a requirement to come here? I have never been arrested. I have never been detained. I came here to be with my wife, to make a living. And ever since I set foot here, I've been working. But there are people who work 2 or 3 times harder than I do, because I'm a teacher, so I don't have to get my hands dirty. And these people come and break their hearts, break their backs, break their legs to make a living, and we still make it difficult. If it were not for my fellow countrymen, I don't know if we could enjoy our salads, our fruits, And I'm not trying to be, but it's the truth. When people say we come here to steal jobs, I have said, okay, if I retire now, who's going to teach? I leave it to you. Nobody. The fields now, that in these times we're living, Southern California, they're empty. And the farmers say, if it's not Mexicans, they won't apply, they won't work. Or if they come work for 2 days and they won't come back because it is hard. It's almost inhumane that they come and do the work. That's my story. And I'm thankful to Bill Sieber, to Carolyn, because I love it. And also, they saw me before becoming a citizen. After many years that I refused to become a citizen because I'm Mexican, why do I have to? But the political situation changed, and I thought a friend of mine lost her job because she was not a citizen in Illinois. I wasn't going to go through that, so I applied and I became a citizen in 2011. That bill saw me getting my citizenship. And when I criticize the U.S., like many of you do, it's not because I hate it. I love it. How can we make things better if we don't criticize it? It's not out of hate, it's out of love. It's just that, out of love. Thank you. Thank you. Should we sing another thing? Okay.
So, Pancho, you're making it difficult for me to speak. I'm so emotional. hearing about
It
your
is
story.
emotional. It is emotional.
Yeah.
And it's out of love.
So,
And
I
that
give
one's-
him a hug because all the young people in the crowd, still not.
There you
There we go, thank you. I'm being silenced, I guess. By whom, I'm not sure. I give him a hug because he's my longtime friend, but I see a lot of young people in the crowd, and if you see someone who looks different than you, say hello, welcome. You know, give him a hug. I have renters here from Mexico. They work night and day, breaking their backs. There are 90 of them. They work in our kitchens, our gardens. Some are doctors, some are lawyers, but most are cleaning for us.
And literally, they put the roof on your house.
Yep. Kevin would like to lighten up the audience since I have ruined your night here, and I'm sorry about that. Do we have a lighter or matches? Because we're trying to heat up something in the kitchen. We're not trying to blow the church up. Yeah.
Sorry, don't smoke.
That's a good thing, actually.
Yes, it is.
So, I don't necessarily apologize for getting emotional, but if that makes you feel uncomfortable,
Candy?
then I apologize.
Candy?
That being said,
Candy.
these are folks that live in our community. We've done over 60 different countries of folks that live in our community and are productive citizens. And I hope you've enjoyed the quality of their program, the story of their lives, and as much as I have. So it's an honor to be here with you guys. We're going to open it up to question and answers. we've got lots of young people in the audience, which is super awesome. Are anybody students from the middle school? And Senor Rodea is your teacher. Anybody? Awesome. Okay. He gets an A for this semester. Okay.
Unfortunately, he's not in my class anymore. He was last year, right?
Oh,
Yeah, but
okay.
you can work some
Yeah.
strings.
I talked to the principal.
Thank you. In the high school, just give him a certificate of graduation right now. Thank you.
4 years old.
Hey, before I forget also, I do want to mention that a longtime supporter and former board member, Anne Marie, has suggested a couple of things where you two want to continue this cultural experience. Her favorite restaurant is Five Rabanitos. It's in Pilsen in Chicago. And it's about, I think it's on 18th Street. And just around the corner is the National Museum of Mexican Art on 17th Street.
It's great.
It's free, open to the public. They do give guided tours, but it is free. And you've been there?
Several times.
Awesome. Okay. So that's a plug for them if you want even more authentic experiences. So anyway, I'll be chiming in as we go. But who has some questions for our presenters, Pancho and Carolyn?
Sorry, maybe a dumb question, but does the Margaritas song have anything to do with the drink of the same name?
No. Margarita's the name for a girl. It's a female name. And in fact, one of my great aunts was Margarita, a wonderful lady. Margarita, so I got the opportunity and a chance to sing that to her before she passed. Yeah.
And in the song, the man is looking up at her. She's sitting up in her window, which is a typical serenata, and he's talking about being with her, and also he's going to buy her some shoes and a dress so they could go out and dance polka together. So yeah, and Margarita also means daisy, the flower. So multiple meanings.
Someone else? Oh.
I know you guys for many, many, many years, but I still don't know what came first, the chicken or the egg. Who taught the guitar playing to whom? Did Pancho teach Caroline how to play, or Caroline teach Pancho how to
We
play?
each learned separately.
Individually.
Do you want to start?
When we met, I was a trovador with my dad, but she was the real musician. Carolyn has a degree in music, and I don't. But I learned with my dad, with my brother. So when Carolyn and I started singing together, she has been always the engine of the duo, because I don't know how to count, and so she's like all that stuff. And I have learned with her. I don't read music. But
Thank you. I taught myself guitar. I took piano lessons for years, and I got a Lilly Fellowship, which is something that if you're a teacher and you're going to be teaching for a few years, please check it out. It's like Make-A-Wish for teachers. And I went to Old Town School of Folk Music in Chicago. I played along with him, like I learned from his family, but then I actually took Latin guitar lessons and learned a little bit more. And I've been plugging away. Keep learning.
And if you think that she's good with the guitar, you can wait until you hear her on the piano.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
You guys said it was love at first sight, but it's interesting. Could be a world record: 3 marriages, no divorces. That's awesome.
True.
Okay.
It would be too complicated. But a lot of my family went down. My immediate family went down for the wedding. I think there were maybe a couple of siblings that couldn't make it, but it was really special.
And this June will be our 39th. Is that too much? Yeah.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
I don't know if the immigration process has changed, but I sponsored a good friend of mine through immigration over 10 years ago. There were 3 interviews that were required at that time. I hired an immigration attorney prior to act as a devil's advocate because they separate you, okay? And, you know, you have to either live together or whatever, and they'll ask you questions like, you know, what is the color of your living room rug? And, you know, and other questions, but you're separate, and your answers better be the same, okay? I know if you, you know, intend to get married, it's generally around 5 years. That's the shortest period of time, you know, at that time, and so on. And so he finally got his citizenship. He was born in Sinaloa, and his father was head of a drug cartel, okay? He only saw his dad twice. His mother ended up putting up for adoption, okay? I don't know all the circumstances and stuff. I don't remember that. He was adopted by a wealthy Mexican family, and he went to all the prestigious Mexican schools that all the millionaire children went to, and so on and so forth. He came to the United States first illegally, crossed over, and so on. And you know, when we went for the interview, that popped up on the computer when he crossed over illegally. And that was like 7 or 8 years prior to our interview, and so on. And anyway, he finally, you know, got his citizenship, and now he's a successful real estate agent in Palm Springs, multi-million-dollar, you know, real estate, and so on and so forth. Very interesting story, and so on. He was sponsored. He had a sponsor when he came into the States that paid for his education at the university in San Diego, and so on and so forth. And a very interesting story. They wanted to do a book on him and so on, but since his father was head of a drug cartel, he maintains a very low profile at all. He didn't want to be, you know, acknowledged at all because there would be repercussions, I'm sure, you know, and so on. But anyway, I don't know if the process has changed or not. If they speeded it up, is
I
my
don't know
question.
if it has changed. What I do know, and I continue to say that it was unfair, because I didn't go through that kind of interviews. They interviewed us together, and it was not an interview. It was just like, how you doing? How it was all good. They gave me. I had to wait 2 years probation, and the interview was together in Indianapolis. Nothing. Then they gave me the green card, which is not green.
And we had the interview, which supposedly we were waiting to be separated and asked those questions because our friends
You never-
had gone
yeah.
through that.
But you have, there's certain things you have to too, like if you're married.
Marriage is not. It doesn't. What do you call it? If you're married, that doesn't mean you're gonna get it faster.
No.
No.
Well, that was, at the time, that's what that's what they were telling us at that time.
Yeah.
That was the fastest way and stuff.
Yeah. Also, when I got the green card, my green card had no expiration date, which is not right. Because everybody gets the green card for 5 years, 10 years. They have to renew it over and over. Mine, because of my father-in-law, his connections, my card was no expiration date.
He just got
So-
finalized
Yeah.
last May. It took
Oh.
long.
Thank you
So,
for helping him. I just want to say, just from what we've heard, we haven't kept up with what the process is like, but just talking to other people, what we're finding out is every single situation is different.
It's different.
Very expensive.
So I just want to expand on that momentarily. Leo, my son, is here. Who did we talk to overseas today? Do you remember? 2. Giovanna, my daughter who lives in Sweden, and That's right, Cecilia, who lives in Italy. And I mention this because I haven't spoken to Cecilia in quite some time. I met her in Croatia many years ago. She's visited Valparaiso. Her family, both dentists, parents, lives in a beautiful place with vineyards and just an awesome town, beautiful home. She's a professional working for eBay now, and she was going to come visit here, not tonight, but she was denied a visa because she's never been married and has no kids, and twice she's been denied because they feel like she will come and just overstay her visa. And I mentioned about her background because she doesn't need or necessarily want to stay here. She works for a company that's headquartered in the United States too. So every story is different, and it's just amazing how random it can be sometimes.
Yeah, his brother was denied a visit here. He tried 3 times and he finally gave up. He quit applying.
Because he was given a penalty. If you apply 3 times or you're denied 3 times, they give you a penalty. You cannot apply after 10 years. And he says, like, I didn't want to go see them. I wanted to go see you. Forget it.
Getting back to the music, do you know any Selena songs?
Oh, yes. Just one.
Would you like to hear one?
Yes, please.
Is that okay, Dwayne?
Sure, yeah, as long as people can hold out before they eat. Another song, yes.
It's electronic ignition, it just won't light. Wait, do you want me to go home for a match?
No, thank you. Thank you.
And anybody who knows that, you can sing along if you'd like. Please. Let's see. Where do I do this one? Do I capo this?
I don't know. Capo? One or capo?
I think I capo it. Sorry, I have to remember where exactly we do this one. I'm gonna try 3.
¿Tres? ¿Cómo empieza?
Can you sing up there?
I'll let you know.
Okay, we'll try it. It's been
Yeah.
a while.
Sé que tienes un nuevo amor, sin embargo te deseo lo mejor. Si en mí no encontraste felicidad, tal vez alguien más te la dará. Como la flor, con tanto amor me diste tú. Se marchitó, me marcho hoy, y yo sé perder, pero ay, cómo me duele, ay, cómo me duele.
Si vieras cómo duele perder tu amor, con tu adiós te llevas mi corazón. No sé si pueda volver a amar, porque te di todo el amor que pude dar.
Como la flor,
con tanto amor
me diste tú. Se marchitó, me marcho hoy, y yo sé perder, pero ay, cómo me duele, ay, cómo me duele. Como la flor,
como la flor,
con tanto amor
con tanto
marchito, me marcho hoy, y yo sé perder, pero ay, cómo me duele, ay, cómo me duele, ay, cómo me duele.
Oh,
Thank you. Just another question or two, because we're almost about ready to eat.
yes, I'm hungry.
Hi, I was wondering, since people cannot be illegal, but they can be undocumented, I've asked in several community groups, are there ways that we can support our undocumented members of our community, either within locally here in Porter County or within the state of Indiana? Do you know of organizations that we can support that would help those people that might otherwise not be forthcoming in needing assistance in different ways? Because this is a scary time to be able to do that. Are there organizations that we can contribute to, either with time or money, or with efforts if people need places to stay in need of a safe space? Do you know of organizations that we can reach out to offer a hand?
Not really, but I know some local churches are helping people who are refugees, and we played for a fundraiser at the what is that church? Christ Lutheran, and they were helping a family that came here as a refugee. Other than that, no, I don't.
But it might be good to contact them and say, what do they need? Is there something they need at this point? Because I think a lot of the funding for refugees has been stopped right now. So they might need continued funding. I'm thinking ACLU, but also I think there's an organization that's mostly around Indianapolis, and I can find out and let Dwayne know what that one is, and maybe talk to city council, find out what people are doing in the area, or ask them, what do we do if we feel like our neighbors aren't safe?
In the county, I think
What's being done?
You can talk to Jesse Harper. By the way, one of the engines for me to become a citizen was Jesse Harper. He sponsored the citizenship classes at Emmanuel Lutheran Church, and we know each other. He told me, so that's why I went. And he provided money to those who didn't have it for the application. So Jesse Harper would be a good contact.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, time for one last question, if we have one.
Hello.
Hi.
I was wondering about how did you adapt to the American culture when you start teaching?
I'm
And
still working on
so
it.
fast in 3 weeks when you told us like in 3 weeks you had the job.
Oh my goodness. You want the short answer? I think it was La Lumiere School, the administrators, who took a chance on me because I didn't speak English. Even though when I did my master's in Mexico and I took English classes, when I came here, they didn't speak English because instead of saying, hello, hello, how do you do? Hey, what's up? How you doing? It's like, wait, what? No, I didn't understand. So it was the students at La Lumiere, the people at La Lumiere, that helped me to learn English very quickly, because that fall I started coaching volleyball, and I was traveling with the team, and I would just see the spots that, aho, hands, and then I learned because as a PE teacher I knew the whole system. It was just the language, and it was fast.
And we were hired as team teachers, so they kind of hired us on one salary to start, but we had a place to live there because it was a boarding school. So we were in the classroom together for the first year, and then the second year they split us into levels after that, so it worked out.
But it was not easy. It was not easy, and at one point I said, if I had known what I was going to go through the first 2 years, maybe I would have not come. It was not easy. but now I can laugh at those years. Yes, thank you, thank you.
So, yes.
One of the hardest things for my wife to understand when she was learning English was, how do you like it here? How do you like it here? How? I mean, como le gusta? Or
You can't translate
you
it
can't
out.
translate it. It doesn't come out. It's how do you like? What action do you take to like it here? That's the question she was being asked. She thought she was being asked when somebody said, "How do you like it here?" It's like, what action do you take to like something?
How do you manage to like it here?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know.
And for me, academic English was easier because I was educated in Mexico. I went English from books was easier for me to get, but slang, common language, oh my gosh, that was hard. Hey, what's up? What's up? The ceiling? No, in slang is still not. Hey, don't tell them. It's not. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Real quick, in English we say, "How did you sleep last night?" Just remind me of that. How did you sleep? In Spanish you say, "How did you wake up?" ¿Cómo amaneciste? Right? How did you wake up?
Yes, yes.
So,
Ooh,
good.
We can go forever.
Yeah, we could.
All right, who's ready to eat? We've got authentic Mexican food. It is not Taco Bell, that's for sure. This is rice and beans and mole sauce, tamales of different types, some salsa. So lots of good stuff. We are going to get some tables over here, gather around. We'll hear some more music, both perhaps live, but also background music. And want to just reemphasize just a couple of things. We're an all-volunteer organization. We'd love to have your help, with the organization and especially the festival. So please see me after if you're interested in that. And to be honest, I feel, as you saw tonight, I've never, I think, been that way before in the past, but that's the way I feel every time that someone presents. So thank you for being here. We really appreciate your support. And one more time for Pancho and Carolyn Rodea.